Okay, hello class. Is everyone in a seat? Good, good. There should be plenty of seats in here. I know we have quite a big class this year. And don't worry, there will be, I believe, 2 aides in and out of here. So if I'm busy with somebody, there should be another teacher to help as well. Okay? But hello again. My name is Miss Alyssa. You can call me by my first name, as long as you use the Miss. Good, good. I know some teachers now let you do whatever, the formal thing, first names only sometimes. I prefer Miss Alyssa altogether, okay? Okay, great. So, of course, we have to go over the class list just so I can make sure everybody is here. And then I have some rules that we have to go over. And then we'll talk about any other things I feel that are important to mention, as well as the supply list. And kind of go over how your year is going to go, because as 4th graders, you are now going to be switching between some classes to get used to the feel of middle school and even high school, where you jump around classes, and you won't be jumping huge sides of the building, but it's just to get you familiar with getting up out of your chair and going to a completely different room to learn, okay? Okay, does anyone have any questions before we begin? I do like your backpack, yes. It's very cute. Yeah, it's very brightly colored too, so I won't lose you in a crowd. Alright. Anything else? No, you don't need to have, I mean, you can, of course, but you don't need to have your own colored pencils. We, luckily this year, had the school provide massive amounts of colored pencils to each teacher, and I am your art teacher this year as well, so I have plenty in here from years past as well, and any other kind of writing utensil you may need. Okay. Alright. Good. Is everyone comfortable? Perfect. Okay. Another side note. I believe they are power washing the building. Not our section today. That was done, I think, yesterday, but they had some stuff to finish up, so that may be that kind of humming noise you hear. I'm sorry if it distracts anybody, okay? It's first day, though. We're not going to do too much crazy stuff. Alright. So let's go down the list. I have it in order by your last name. I'm just going to say the first letter of your last name when I call you out. Please let me know if you go by a nickname or if you go by a completely different name. Something along those lines, okay? Alright, so let's start with Tate A. Okay, hello. Alright, Addie A. Good. Caroline B. Jeremy B. Good. Caleb B. Caleb B. Okay, kind of all ran together. This will also help me get familiar with your faces, and I can try to start associating your names to you. Jennifer C. Eric C. What was that, Jennifer? You go by Jenny? Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Amber C. Okay, we have Alexander and Anna D. The twins. There you are. Yep. Okay, great. Got both of you. Olivia D. There you are. Isla D. a few D's. D last names. River E. There you are. Kind of slouching in your chair there. I almost couldn't see you. Okay, Mark F. There you are. Is it Rennie? Rennie F? It's pronounced like Renee? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, Emerson H. There you are. Thank you. Ishana J. It's pronounced Ishana. Okay, Ishana. Okay, thank you. Loyal J. Okay. Let Loyal let me know that they're here themselves, okay? Okay, thank you. Gonna confuse me now with who's who. Oh, we have another Olivia. Olivia K. Hi. You go by Livy? Okay. Thank you. That'll be so much easier with the two of you in here. Zach L. Alright. Nice to see you. Enzo L. Good. Sean M. Sean M. Hi. Bailey M. Unique M. Okay. Ethan N. Hello. Violet N. And we're coming up on the end here. I know this is a long list. Like I said, quite a few of you in here. According to my list, there's 32 of you. August O. Hi. You go by a couple names. Do you just want me to call you August, or? Okay, I'll just call you August then. Okay. We have Delilah. Is Delilah here? Delilah Phillips. Okay, Delilah's not here. To figure out where she is. Jasper R. Hi. Vincent T. Hi. Mia W. Hello. And Eleanor W. Good. Right in the front here. Okay, is there anyone I may have missed? Oh, two. Okay, alright. What are your names? Let me just make sure I didn't skip anything. You said, okay, can you spell your name for me? Zach. Is that with a K or an H? H, okay. And then Robertson. Good, thank you. And okay. Finley Evans. Okay, thank you. Alright, so I will call down to the office and see if we know anything about Delilah and anything about why you two are not on my roster. Let me actually do that now. So that way, if you're not supposed to be in here, you can get to where you need to be. And we And we don't have to worry about you listening to a whole rule chart and supply list that you don't need to be listening to. Okay. I'm sure they're getting plenty of calls this morning. Yes, hello? Hi, I'm sorry to bother you. I know you're probably very busy in the office. I had a couple of questions about my class list. Okay, well, first, I am missing Delilah Phillips. Do you know where she is by chance? Yeah, I can give you a moment. Oh, okay. Oh, she's with Mom in the office? Okay, yeah. Just send her down whenever you're done with her and I'll get her caught up. Okay, thank you with that. And then I am missing 2 students on my list and they both said that they got my supply list. And any of the other information about being with me. Okay, yeah, Zach Robertson. Zach with an H. And Finley Evans. Okay, last minute additions. No worries, thank you. Yeah, I know some kids had to be shifted around. Thank you. All right, bye. Okay, so you are both supposed to be here, and Delilah is in the office, so we are all good with everyone's attendance. Let me just... And you both should be on here, so our... Okay, I'll add you guys in later myself, or I'll get sent an updated one. Anyway, let's begin now. Now that we're all situated. You all have lovely packets on your desk. I have my notes I've written up. So, if we can find the page that says class rules. It should be the yellow one. Yep, I color coded them. Good. Okay. Closed my pen and I actually need it. Okay. So, of course, every school has general rules and every classroom itself, teacher, has their own rules as well. The basic school rules that I would like everyone to follow in here, and of course you all get handbooks now. That wasn't really a thing when I was younger, but now you all get handbooks, so if you have questions you can always ask your parents to check it, or you can come up and ask me, or speak to another person who works at the school, okay? For specifics, but I'm going to go over these few. Alright, so I would love if everyone could listen to me when I speak, listen to any guest speakers we may have, anybody who may be up at the front, you know, on career day when we have your parents in, stuff like that. Just respect everybody speaking, and of course any presenters, if you have a project where you need to come up and stand at the front, just respect when someone else is talking. Of course, raise your hand if you have questions, which is the second one. Raise your hand if you have questions, and that goes for anyone who may be standing up here, even if it's a fellow peer. Okay, and next, be prepared for class and to learn. Now, that can be different for everyone, of course, but as long as you have something to write with, the homework or a paper that we are going over, and your textbook, you should be just fine. And of course, if I mention anything else you may need for a project or, you know, something along those lines, then I would just appreciate if you could have all of that ready. And on hand. Now, of course, if anyone has any issues, we'll get more into this stuff. If there for any reason is an issue that you cannot come to class with that certain thing, or your parent didn't have time to buy it or money to buy it, totally understandable. Just come speak to me and we will get something sorted out. And keep the classroom clean. Now that goes for in here and of course the halls and anywhere you're at. Just be conscious of not throwing trash on the ground. I have a trash can up here by my desk, and then there's one by the door, so there's at least 2 in every room. Of course the lunchroom has lots of them all over, so they're in reach of everyone. But if you're using a supply, I would expect you to be able to put it back, just so everything's clean, organized, and we know where to find stuff, okay? And let's see. I know I mentioned gum somewhere. Oh, that's later. Okay, yeah, if you have gum, please make sure to spit it out in the trash cans and don't stick it to anything, especially school property, and don't stick it to any of your classmates. Thank you. And finally, for the basic rules, just use class time appropriately. I understand, we love to talk to our friends. As long as you're getting the assignment done, or as much of it done as I ask you to do here, then totally fine. You can kind of guess what that means using the time appropriately. And I know some of you may have phones at this age. Please keep them to silent and then keep them in a bag or tucked away, just so they're not out in the open. And of course, please don't be playing on them while I am speaking. Just that goes back to using the class time appropriately. So you're paying attention and everything. Now, next main thing I'd like to speak about to all of you is respect. I would hope that all of you love when you're respected. Okay, yeah, good. Okay, so just some respect things I'd like to point out. Treat each other with respect overall in here, okay? And I would expect it outside of the classroom, but I am in control of what goes on in here, so please, in this room, make sure you're respecting all of your peers, again, teachers, speakers, classmates. Okay. Keep your hands to yourself. We all, sometimes joke around, push. Sometimes people like to poke to be annoying. Keep your hands to yourself. If I see anybody touching somebody else, it's not going to go down well, okay? Yeah, unless it's to give a hug or a high five or something like that with the person's permission. Okay, great. Okay, and again, listen, be kind. If somebody is talking to you, don't ignore them. Don't respond rudely to somebody if they're talking about something they really like and you don't really care for it. Just acknowledge them and say, oh, well, that's cool, or, just something nice instead of going straight to being like, I don't care, or, well, stop talking, stuff like that. Just be kind and conscious of others' feelings, okay? And let's see, respect boundaries and privacy. If somebody tells you not to touch their stuff, please don't touch their stuff. If somebody is upset and they don't want to answer a question you're asking them, if you're, even if you're just trying to check on them, if they don't want to talk about it, don't keep pushing. If you think they need help, you can ask me, and I will then address them later when it's not in front of everyone, okay? And yeah, just don't take from others unless you've asked and you're borrowing something. Just respect the boundaries and privacy of other people. Okay, and of course, express appreciation when somebody does something nice for you. If they're offering to throw something out, if they're offering to take your paper up to turn it in, if, getting you a pen, getting you a whiteboard, stuff like that, okay? Just be kind and say thank you. And manners overall are always appreciated, and they do show respect. Now, respecting the school property. I would love it if you don't draw on the desks. That is a common thing for a lot of kids when they get bored, to just start drawing on the desk. I even remember in high school, as I got older, kids were still doing that. If you feel the need to scribble and we're not doing an activity where you can do that, you can ask for a coloring sheet and I can get you something more specific that's made to be drawn on. Otherwise, we can come up with something that's not the desk for you to draw on, okay? Okay, thank you all. And oh, books as well. Please do not draw in any of the books. They are constantly being reused, and we do not have the funds to keep getting new books. As we can all see, we are moving into more of the iPads and laptops. If there are any books you are using, that's all the school has, so please don't mess with the pages, don't tear stuff, don't underline things. Just, you can always use sticky notes in them. Or like I said, if you need something to draw on, just ask me and we'll get you something separate to draw on, okay? Alrighty. And back to the gum point. Please, again, do not stick gum to the desks. Do not stick gum in your classmates' hair. Do not stick gum to the walls. I know that sometimes the walls are interesting places to stick gum. We can always just throw the stuff away, and then it keeps everything clean and sanitary. If I do see anybody drawing on the desks or sticking gum to them, I will ask you to be the one to clean it off. And thank you to those of you who donated some of the wipes. We did need those. Couldn't think of the word for a second. It happens. Happens to everybody. But the wipes, okay? So I will have you grab one of the Clorox wipes or so and clean this stuff up yourself. Gum goes in your mouth, and of course you're sticking it on the furniture where other kids touch, and it's just an ick thing. Okay. Take care of supplies, please, especially if you're borrowing things from me or they're just the communal things in the classroom. I have the set amount of items that I have, and while the school did provide us, like I said, with the colored pencils and some other coloring utensils that we will be using, we only have that number, and if they get damaged, anything gets ruined, chewed on, please don't chew on things. If you need something to chew on, of course, gum, but we have to follow the gum rule then, things like that, okay? And taking care of the supplies also means, again, putting them back where they came from. Super helpful there. And overall, doing and or listening to these rules shows me that you respect me, which I appreciate, of course, and I can see that you are respectful of me by doing these other things, okay? And finally, with these rules, I need to point out there cannot be any foul language in this room. I can't have swearing, I can't have derogatory language or hate speech, okay? You don't have to agree with everybody you're next to, in a class with, or whatever, but we need this to be a safe environment for everyone, and if there is ever an issue, of course, please approach me and we will handle it the right way, okay? Alright. Okay, and of course, if these rules and other items are not followed, you are allowed 3 strikes in this room, and I do keep track, and subs are going to keep track as well. I leave notes for them. I don't expect you all to misbehave, because you all seem to be listening right now and are doing a great job, and I appreciate that, so thank you very much. Thank you. Yep. And yeah, if you misbehave, though, you get 3 strikes, and on the 3rd one, it will result in a parent call and a trip to the principal's office, and you will also be excluded from any upcoming school events, that might be going on where everybody can be involved, or, you know, showing up to plays and stuff if somebody's doing a demonstration of a play or a program they're putting on. You won't be able to sit in and watch those, and of course field trips will be excluded as well. Just the regular things. You hear this pretty much every year when you're entering a new class, so shouldn't be anything new. Now I do have some other things to note that can be found on the back of the yellow paper, anything else that I felt was necessary. And I'm sorry that this is so long. I know we'll do some fun stuff as the day goes on, but remember that it's okay to ask for help, alright? And if it is help of any kind, please approach me, or if there's someone more appropriate in the building, please ask them about it. We do have the counselors and security guards for other purposes, so... But if you're ever unsure, you can always ask me first, okay? So this goes for assignments and just understanding a lesson. If you didn't get the purpose of the assignment, if you didn't understand exactly what I was asking, stuff like that, come up to me. If you didn't understand a lesson, but it doesn't really have to do with the homework and you want to understand something better, please, again, ask me about that. If you are having struggles at home, you are also able to come up to me and ask me things. I'm a mandated reporter, so that I can help handle things if you are feeling unsafe, or if you need help getting food in the morning, things like that, okay? I will never share that information, but I like to put it all out there, so, you know, just generally, not pointing out anybody individually. If you are feeling like you are struggling with a classmate, you just can't come to an agreement, like you're sitting at the same table or something, and, you know, there just keeps seeming to be issues, come up to me and we will deal with that as well. And any struggles in the classroom, the typical ones are hard time seeing the board, which this is my little board over here, and we will be facing this way sometimes for the English and art lessons, but for the other times we will be facing the other way, so that's why everyone's kind of centralized in the middle here. Okay, but if there's any difficulty with that, let me know. Hard time hearing instructions, please share that. Okay, we do evaluations here for your eyes and your ears, but if something comes up before or after we've done those, then I can get you the help with that. And if you are having a hard time focusing, okay? Just anything along those lines. If you come up or feel like you have a different issue, we'll handle it, okay? Okay. Alright, we seem to be all on the same team here. That's great. Alright, and I have noted here, always try your best. We do have support provided by the school if needed, if you feel like you are struggling. I have some things listed. We have the counselor, like I mentioned. We also have the opportunity for additional test taking time should you feel like maybe you can't focus because of everything else going on in the room, or you just read a little bit slower. Honestly, I read slower and I never sought out that help, so if you feel that way, please do get that help. It'll be good for you. And then we also have tutors, so we can talk to the right people about that. The tutors will be kids in the grade above you. Usually it's the 5th graders that help handle the tutoring for all the grades below, should that be needed. So you'll get partnered with an older student to help with that. Let's see. I have noted fidget items. I do have fidget items in this room. There is a bin. I will show you it in a moment. I just request that they're not being played with inappropriately. Like, some of them you could possibly bop your neighbor, and that's not okay. That goes back to the respectful thing. Don't touch people. And be respectful of them. I only have so many I've accumulated after a while, and I don't want them to get damaged, because then replacing them costs money, and if I am aware of who broke it, I will be speaking to a parent and having that resolved, okay? Okay, and I do have a sign in and sign out sheet for them if you have a specific one and you know you need it while you're sitting during my lessons in class. You can borrow them. I just need them to be signed out and signed in so we know where they are going, and they cannot leave the school. So if you know you like a specific fidget and you'd like your parent to get it for you or so, ask me and we'll get you the link or so to the one that I have, okay? And yeah, just returned at the end of the day. Most important. I also prefer that they don't leave my room, but if we have an instance where somebody needs to borrow it throughout the day, then of course I will work with you and allow that. But other teachers may also have fidgets, and you can also bring in your own, again, as long as they're not too loud or distracting during quiet times and they're not just disrupting everyone around you. They do have ones that are more quiet, but for free time I don't care, you know, about that, as long as we're not doing any sort of work. Okay, and last note I have on here, snacks. You may bring snacks in here and eat them if you'd like. We just have to make sure we're cleaning them up and we're not leaving crumbs or anything, because like I said, you will be switching classrooms this year. You'll be rotating for some things, and the next person sitting at your desk will not want to have to clean up after you, and I will not make them clean up after you. I will have you come and pick it up even if you've left the room. But as long as we're using the trash cans, everything's good, okay? Trash cans are our best friend here. And for any reason, if you've forgotten a lunch, you can't get a hold of your parent, you are hungry and maybe feel like you didn't eat enough, any sort of reason, I do have emergency snacks in the room that I can share with you. I just cannot provide them every day to everybody. They're only for emergency situations, okay? All right, does anybody have any questions? Oh yes, I'll show you the fidgets. Thank you, thank you. I'll just sort this out real quick. And I think we're on the last paper, but we'll look at the fidgets first. Okay. And is everyone able to hear me? I speak kind of softly. Alright. Okay, if you need me to speak up, let me know. Sometimes I don't realize I'm talking at a different level. So this is the bin. It is big, but it's not, okay? It's got stuff in there, but some of them are in boxes. We have I don't really know what this is called. A lot of people have said it's like solid slime, which I would agree with, because you can kind of do the like pulling it and stuff like that, and you can kind of change the shape of it. And this is on the quieter side, but of course if you're like shaking it about and doing this, that's gonna get too loud and I'll have to take it away. We have some of these Ono rollers, which are a lot quieter and are like rolling markers in your hands. So if you tend to like to do the marker rolling, then you have this as an option. You won't have to worry about dropping a marker because this is connected to itself. Let's see. I have plenty of fidget animals. I've got the slugs here. I have 3 of these. I think the other one, oh no, they're all there. And they did have names. I cannot remember all of them, of course, because they change every year, but 3 slugs. Some of these 3D printed ones are a little bit louder. So the little dog, his little feet move, his little tail can be locked into place like that, and he just wiggles. Cute little face. We have a dragon. This one's a lot longer. This one, if I see anybody hitting each other with these, we will have to take it away. These are kind of, some of these I get gifted, and this can be a little too loud when sticking them back together, so that will have to be a free time kind of fidget. Then we have the spinners. I have 2 of these. Got the white one and the black one. I also have a squirrel. Fidget cube is more discreet, can make some loud noises, but it's there. And I know I have some other ones. We have kinetic sand. This little thing, kind of loud. Tangle. That's okay. I also have these. Let's see, I have these pipes. These are loud, so that's a free time only kind of fidget. And then I also have these toaster coasters, which some people like to use to scratch. So if you're a texture kind of person and you need something like that, we have this. As well as the kinetic sand, like I said. I do not have slime in here. Slime can get messy. The kinetic sand is as far as I will go with something like that, okay? Please do not bring slime in here unless we're doing a project that we need something that is slime-like, okay? Now, let me see. I think... Oh, and of course we have the popper. And yeah, I believe that's everything in terms of fidgets. If you'd like to, I don't require this, but if you'd like to donate some kind of fidget that maybe you have that you like at home that you wouldn't mind having here, you are welcome to do that. I always appreciate that, as it is kind of costly to supply a ton of fidgets, but they're here if anybody needs them. And of course, indoor recess if you want to play with any of this. Completely fine. Alright, let's get back on track now. What was that? No, I can't let the fidgets go on the playground. I do not want a chance losing them. They, like I said, cost money, and the playground's pretty big. Could get lost in wood chips, the dirt, anywhere out there. Okay, good. Good. Alright. And if you bring your own, you can take it out on the playground. It's just at your own risk. You have to understand that it may get lost and you may not be able to find it, and I would hate for that to happen to anybody, because I understand having something you really love and then it's just gone. Alright, back to the papers. The light blue one that I gave you. It's in the packet. Yeah, good. Okay. Okay, just some last minute stuff to share. Your homework, when we go over it, it will be at your desk, so you do not need to put it in the bin unless it's something I specify that doesn't need to be gone over before, okay? So we do have a little tray over there, a bin, whatever you want to call it, where you can put the papers in when you come in so you don't forget. And we do have one for the 3 classes I will be teaching, so just make sure you put it in the right one. Otherwise, like I was saying, we will go over them at the tables, and when we're done going over them, I'll have you put them all in the center of the table and I will come around and pick them up. Okay. That's how that's gonna work. Any attention grabbers I will be doing if I have to verbally say something, you know. I don't have anything specific planned for that, but if you hear me clap, I'll do a clap and a half. So if everybody wants to do that with me, okay, you're gonna go, okay. So when you hear me do that, the one clap, then I need you to pay attention, okay? And you doing it back will help get everybody else's attention as well, okay? Alright, great. Great. Yes, that is where I got that. Nice job, nice job. Yes, hello, Delilah. Just take a seat that's open. Yeah, there's only a few left open because at the end we have 34 people in here. 34 students. Alright. So I'm just getting started on the light blue paper if you'd like to join and listen in. Either I can go over the stuff you missed with you when we're done here, or you can talk to your fellow students at your table, okay? Okay, great. Alright, so I teach, let's go over what I teach. I teach math, English, and art in this room, and then Miss Davis, who's in the room across the hall there, is teaching you science, social studies, and health, and you will be with her for all 3 of those in a row, okay? We'll get to the rotation in a second here, and I'll explain that better. Mr. Miles is your physical education teacher, your PE, your gym teacher, however you refer to that class. And then Miss Bell is your music teacher this year. So, let's see. Each of these classes will be around 45 minutes, and there will be the 3 to 5 minutes in between for you to get around depending on how far away the class is. If it is across the hall, like Miss Davis is, the passing period is going to be short, and I would suggest you go to the bathroom during those if you're able to. Just make sure you're moving in a timely fashion, and we'll get to some of that as well, but yeah, so the passing periods between our 2 classes will be around 3 minutes, and the ones to any other classroom that's in a different part of the building will be 5. So, I will be teaching you math for your first class in your first 45-minute block, and then you will be moving to Miss Davis's room where you will be doing the science, social studies, and health. I don't know if she's going to do them in that specific order or if she has a different plan, but you will be doing all 3 of those with her in her room. So you will be getting a different seating assignment in that room. And I think today we are going to swap at some point, but we're not going to follow the 45-minute thing just because of how everybody's new here, getting used to the room. So you will go in there for a little bit later and figure some things out in there, and then you'll be back in here. But after you've finished your last class with Miss Davis, then you will be going on to your lunch and recess, which will be, total block is an hour, 30 minutes for each, okay? And then you'll be doing music with Miss Bell, the physical education with Mr. Miles. So those 2 things are on they're closer to the front of the building. You probably passed them and you've probably been in those rooms before, but if you're a new student here, which I didn't, is anybody new here? Okay, what was your name again? Okay. Okay. So Olivia D. That's the right Olivia, right? Okay. And, oh, Delilah, you're new as well. Okay. Okay. So we'll do a tour of those rooms as well. We'll do like a walkthrough. I'll show you, like, obviously Miss Davis's room you've seen across the hall. But we'll walk over there just to show you where they're at, do the whole thing, kind of run through your routine, how it will be moving forward, okay? Just so everyone's aware. And finally, you'll be back in my room. So you're going to start in my room and you're going to end in my room. We'll be doing English, and then art will be our last thing of the day. I just feel like art's super relaxing, and if you've had a full day of stuff, it'll be nice to kind of wind down with that before you leave, okay? All right. Any questions about the rotation? Yeah, you're all going to be going to the same room. So, like, the whole class will be going across the hall, and then you'll be going to music and to gym together. This way, if somebody needs a little bit of help remembering, you're all doing the same thing. You're all going to the same place. Now, when you move into... When you move into middle school, I don't know, I can't remember if they keep you all in the same, like, core 4 classes, because you will be bopping around those rooms individually. I think they have separate teachers for each lesson over there, but y'all kind of get separated and move around, and you have a bunch of different people in your classes going over there, but you don't have to worry about that for 2 more years. So this is just to introduce you to the moving around, okay? Oh, yes, your lunch boxes. You can bring them in the morning. You can hang up your backpacks, and then when you empty your backpacks and any of the stuff you need out of them, you can put your lunchbox into that little, looks like a little laundry basket that you may fold your towels in and carry them around. Okay? Yeah, and so you'll put them in there, and then a volunteer will be bringing them to the lunchroom. One of you who wants to volunteer will come get the basket before the lunch time, and then take it there, put it in front of this space on the wall, and I'll show you that as well when we do the walk around where our spot is. And then when lunch is over, when recess is over, that person will bring the basket back to the classroom, so that way everybody can get their lunch boxes, lunch bags out of there and take them home, okay? And it does happen sometimes where they get forgotten in the lunchroom. The bin will be forgotten in the lunchroom. So if anybody does remember or notices it's not in here, please point it out. Otherwise, when you get dismissed, you'll have to go get your lunchbox from the lunchroom, and that's kind of out of the way, and it causes stress for everyone. So we can have rotating lunchbox basket people if you'd like to have, if you'd like to volunteer to do that. Usually I pick one person, but if you think it would be more helpful to rotate every quarter or something like that, we could do that. Open to suggestions there. Okay, great. And anything else I want to mention? Any other questions about stuff? Okay, I do provide you each with 3 bathroom breaks during the day, where you're able to come ask me to leave during the classroom time. Otherwise, like I said, it's preferred if you try to go during the passing periods, so that way you're not missing any of class. But if it's an emergency of some sort, you know, if you absolutely have to go during class, then I allow you 3 each day. I cannot allow you to leave the room more than that, because it becomes kind of like an issue. It's distracting to the class and everything. If there is a problem where you need to leave the room more often for any reason, let me know, and we can talk. I'll talk to your parents and get something sorted, so it's not like I never want to be getting upset with anybody if there's an actual issue, okay? Okay. Let's see. Finally, I do need the volunteers. I believe this is it for the papers, and then we will be going over some other things I have back here and the supplies. So I need volunteers for the lunchbox basket. Okay, you want to volunteer? All right. Remind me of your name again. Okay, you're Livy. All right. Livy, does anyone else want to volunteer? Maybe we could rotate each week or something like that, or I could do the quarter. Okay. What was your name again? River. Okay. Thank you. Some of you have very unique names this year. It's nice to see. Nice to see. And of course, unique. Yeah. Does that get confusing when people say the word? I'm so sorry. I was not calling on you. No, I know how that is. For some reason, because my name's Alyssa, every time I would hear somebody say also, I would think they were talking to me, like they were calling me, and they're not. I don't know why. That seems so odd, but I understand if, yeah, the word itself. Okay. I'm also going to need a sub-assistant, so if I'm ever missing, somebody can help keep class in order and maybe catch them up on things that we were doing, or, you know, just anything. Not exactly a tattletale, but just to keep things straight, okay? Alright. Anybody? Anyone? I know, it seems like it's a little nerve-wracking, but I promise you once we get in the swing of things, you'll be comfortable doing it. Eric? Okay, cool. Eric. Alright, and I believe according to the list we have at least 2 students with diabetes. Does anybody else have diabetes that I may not be aware of, or any other instance where you may need to go down to the nurse's office a couple times a day? Okay. Alright, so that... Who are the 2 that... I just want to confirm. Okay, Bailey. Vincent? Okay. And any other reason you may need to go down to the nurse's office to like take medication or something like that, you don't have to tell everybody what's going on, but if you do have to go down a couple times, I just need to know. Okay, okay. Yeah, you can tell me later, alright, Jennifer? Sorry, Jenny. Alright, so I'll just put that by your name. So I'll need 3 volunteers then to walk them down. Does anyone want to be the volunteers to help walk them down for things? We just like to make sure everyone's okay when they walk down there. Okay, Caleb, you're going to help Vincent. Okay, I'll put A's next to your name for assistant. Okay, and I need 2 more. Does anyone want to be Bailey's assistant? Violet? Okay, thank you. And one last one. So we have Violet and Caleb. And this is just so I have notes to tell the subs and anybody who may be sitting in here who's allowed to take who out of the room. Who was the last one here? Oh, Jenny. We need somebody for Jenny. Anybody? I know it's kind of awkward when you don't know the person, but Everybody's gonna get to know everyone eventually. Amber? Okay, thank you so much for volunteering. Alright, so we have... Alright, Amber, thank you so much. Alrighty. It'll also help you all get introduced to each other as well. You'll probably learn some things about one another doing it. Okay, we of course have the supplies to get through, and then there's always the task of introducing each other. Now, I personally never liked standing up in front of the class and pointing things out about myself, or like, you know, discussing what I liked and all of that. So if anyone wants to do that when we have time, you can stand up and tell some things about yourself. Completely fine. If you do not want to, I'm not going to make you, but I will have everybody do this little project, like getting to know me kind of thing, and it'll be posted on the wall where anybody can read, find common interests, and that way I can know some things about you as well. Some like popular games and shows and everything you're all into, okay? So let's see. Got some supplies back here that I wanted to point out. Now, even though this is an art room, I do not have enough glue to go around. There has been issues of people just running through the glue. They'll just open the lid and dump it out, and I can't afford to keep doing that. So I do ask that everybody bring a glue stick and the liquid glue. And it can be clear. I know they have colored ones. We don't really need the colored ones because you won't be seeing them for certain things we're doing. Now, if we're doing any sort of poster project and you want to use the colored ones to like outline words and stuff like that, that's completely fine, okay? To add on to things, totally fine. But for like the main gluing, there's really no need for the colored ones. And if they cost a little bit more, save your money, you know, just get the white or the clear. I'll just do these first because they're in my lap. We do need these paddleboard dry erase things, okay? So you can get these at the dollar store. I have these few extras that will be needing to be returned at the end of the day if we have to use them, and you know, you don't have one or you forgot yours that day for some reason, you know, stuff like that. So I have these 3 on hand, but you can go to the dollar store and pick them up if you did not get one. Otherwise, it was on the list as a necessity, and if you found it somewhere else, or if you have a cooler looking one, you just need one, okay? Kind of play some games with those and answer questions that way, okay? And for our English lessons, of course, everybody has probably done these in younger grades. Yeah, I know. So we're just going to have this. This is mainly just the paper. You see? So we're just going to do some lessons on writing out the letters again, and this way I can get familiar with your handwriting, and sometimes I use them as guides for anything you may turn in and if I'm having a hard time reading it. But at this stage, we're pretty good spellers, right? Okay, yeah, we may do some certain vocabulary words that involve longer words. I know that those are still a struggle for some of you. Okay. And yeah, so just this tablet is useful for writing out the letters and just making sure we are doing things at the right heights and everything like that. So it was required that you do bring in a sketchbook. It doesn't matter what kind, as long as it was the 8.5 by 11 size, specifically for the art classes. And it doesn't need to have a ton of pages in it. This one has 70, and that's fine. So This one is up here in case somebody forgets theirs and needs a piece of paper from it. Now I have this cardstock for certain projects, but if you are going to want different colors or there's a chance I may run out of it, I can't always supply everything to everyone again because I'm given a certain amount of money to spend for the room, and then the school provides some things, and I just like to have these for projects. Now this is the cardstock, so it is thicker and more durable, and we can create like more 3D things with that. It's got structure, okay? We may do stuff for English with that, not necessarily math. Math is more to the textbook and the notebooks and grids and stuff like that, so that won't be the most exciting class we do, but I try to work in the artsiness where I can, okay? Try to keep things fun where I can. I also have construction paper. This is all that I have here as of right now. We may need some of this to do things. And I think one of your first projects will be creating a color wheel, not so advanced as this one, but I'll have you taking the colors from here and making the triangles and everything and making your own color wheel. We don't have every single color in here either to do like the blends and all of that, but the basic color wheel will work on that. And then we're going to learn some things about like the elements and principles of art, of course, get you introduced to that. You may heard of some of them last year, but we'll be more hands-on with those this year and work those in. Math, we are going to get you into multiplication and division. And we'll do refreshers on addition and everything like that too, but I have multiplication cards that we'll be messing around with. So just test your knowledge on some of these things. I'll just shuffle these around a little bit. Does anyone have any other questions? Yeah, so you, of course, need pencils, pens. I prefer blue, black, and red for the pens. We do go over things. I have extras up here should you be missing one, lost one, don't have one yet. I get it. Oh, sorry, I left my little straight pens out. I was hanging stuff up in here. Alright. And where was I going with this? Yeah, scissors, pens, pencils, notebooks. I would say either have a notebook for each class or have one of the bigger ones that have multiple, and then what are they called? The separators? Yeah, you know what I mean, where they have the different pockets so you can keep multiple different subjects in there. So those, now for my class you're gonna only need one for English and one for math. I don't require one for the art class just because that stuff's more hands-on where we're learning things, and I'll give you vocab sheets that have already been printed off with everything. So, and let's see, I talked about the glue, talked about the manuscript tablet and the paper. English, you'll be getting your book. I don't think we've had them all separated yet. So once, I would assume tomorrow, after we figure out like how many each classroom needs, we'll get you those tomorrow. And those can be kept in your desks in the cubby if you don't have to take them home for any reason. Alright, so can anyone tell me what this is? Good. And how about this? Good. Let's see. How about this problem? Okay, good. So a lot of you seem like you're on the right track. We'll do the refresher lessons. Like I said, I won't leave you hanging if you don't understand something or it just takes you a little bit longer to figure it out. We're going to sort things out. Okay. And of course I have the number flashcards. I think you all are a little too old for this one, but I do have it if anybody needs them. And then we'll work on these as we go on. Okay. These are just to show you how mixing colors works. So we did these two. It's kind of hard to line them up when they're, there we go. Makes purple. And it's just to mess around with the colors and learning how things mix and everything, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with anyway. And yes, I did leave the tag on it. I'll be taking that off before we start using it. Oh, and the last thing I wanted to do, while you guys are all introducing yourselves, I will be writing your nameplates out. And so, as of right now, I'm going to leave you all where you're sitting. If any issues come up, like I said, where we need to move somebody, I'll shift you if that's necessary, sort things out, and we will be rotating. Depending on how things go, we'll be rotating every quarter to every, maybe every trimester, you know. We go by quarters here, but with the timing of the year and all, we can sort things out. But as of right now, I'm going to change you guys every quarter. Every quarter should be fine. So if anyone would like to stand up in front of the class while I am writing out your nameplates, go ahead. We do have to go one at a time, so please raise your hand and I will call on you to stand. Okay, Caroline, yeah, go ahead. Okay, Caroline, yeah, go ahead. And just remember, please be quiet while Caroline is talking. And if you have questions, you wait till she's done and you can raise your hand and she can call on you, okay? So I'm just going to start writing these out. Minecraft is fun, yeah. Okay, then... Sorry, Caroline, can you remind me of your names? Okay. Yeah, go on, Caroline. Okay, thank you for sharing. Anybody else? Eric? Yep, go ahead. And pause for a moment, please. Loyal? Okay. So, Loyal and Jennifer. Jenny. Alright, go ahead. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. Anybody else? Yeah, go ahead. Good. Okay. I like blue too, as you can tell. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Okay, good. Good. You wanted to stand up too? Okay. Alright. Go ahead. Remind me of your name again. Okay. Thank you. I'm working on your table now. Good. Horses, yeah. They are very pretty. They got nice hair. Very good. Did anybody else want to stand up? Okay, I understand. No pressure. Well, I will do a little bit of an introduction for myself, I guess, then, just so everybody knows what I like and everything. Like I said, I never really liked doing this, but now I am in charge, and everybody has to have an idea of who I am. Yeah, so my name, like I said, is Miss Alyssa. I have loved art my whole life. That is my main focus, but because of the school systems, I have had to take on the math and English lessons as well for this group, for this grade. And I did go to school and I learned about graphic design while I was there too. I really liked that. I do play video games, so I am very familiar with Minecraft. And let's see. Yes, I do. I do watch YouTube. I watch a lot of gaming stuff on YouTube and ASMR. No, it's not weird. Don't say it's weird. It's not weird. I mean, some of them can be weird, but it's not all weird. It's not all weird. Don't knock it till you try it, you know. Where was I with this list too? Oh, I didn't get the other Olivia. Oh wait, Livy. Where's my little eraser? Sorry, Livy. Okay. Not weird. You watch it too? Okay, cool. We have something in common then. Livy K. Alright. And, let's see, what else could I mention? This is where stuff gets tough. That's why I get why you probably don't want to stand up and say something. Oh, I shot. Shauna J. Okay, I'm almost done with your name tags, and then I'll come around and put them on the tables. Oh, I love collecting rocks. Does anyone else do that? Yeah, I don't know what it is. I love collecting rocks at the beach, and then I also have a collection of crystals. I do have some of them in the room. They are big. Please do not touch them. They can break, and they can be dangerous. We don't want to pick up like the ball, like the crystal ball. Okay. Display only. We can admire it. Admire it. But yeah, I'd say that that's most of like interest-wise kinds of stuff. And then I have been teaching now for 2 years. I am still fairly new, but I seem to be getting along well with all you young people. I'm not crazy old, you know. I understand some of the stuff that you talk about. Let's see. I know now. Okay, remember, or sorry. Okay, now remind me who's at this table here. Okay, so Emerson, and then Bailey across. Okay. Emerson H. Oh, no, Renee. I wrote Renee. Okay, so then Bailey. Bailey M. And I think I feel like I've missed somebody. Oh, yes. Okay, I know now. So you're Enzo. I'm learning. And then we had you were the Zach with the H, right? Good. Okay, so I think I have everyone. I have one table thing left if I didn't happen to write everybody's name down. But when you all go to lunch, I'll set this up. And then if I made any mistakes, of course, let me know. I tried to write everybody's nickname on there instead of the full name. And I think I got everything. I think I'm caught up with everything I needed to do. But it is coming up on the time. We're going to swap you over to... Miss Davis's room so you can get acquainted with her, and she'll just go over some basic things, and then we will have you move on. Yeah, and actually, and then you'll be coming back in here, and you'll just be hanging out, and we'll be, again, getting to know each other. We can talk about some games that you like to play, maybe in previous years, where we can involve the whole class. Like I said, we're going to have the whiteboards, so we can do, like, guessing games, stuff like that. And we do, of course, do the Jeopardy thing regularly. But if there are no questions and everyone is ready, you do not have to take all of your stuff. Like I said, your backpacks are hung up over there, and anything you wanted to keep in your desk will stay in your desk. The only thing that gets pulled out is the textbooks, and if I see anybody pulling anything out from the desks that doesn't belong to them, I will handle it, okay? And if you find that something is missing from your desk, at the end of the day, tell me, and I'll know where to look because I'll have a seating chart prepared. I didn't put that card back. But looks like everyone is working on lining up outside the door for Miss Davis, so you all can start lining up at this door, and once I see everyone is situated, then you'll be dismissed to go across the hall, okay? Okay. Of course, take your jacket with you if you want to. I know the rooms can be different temperatures. It's hard to gauge sometimes. If you have to go to the bathroom, you can, yeah. Yep, just be quick, because Miss Davis likes to move through things much faster than I do. So you don't want to miss anything there. And she may have a seating chart. Okay. Alright, you can all start heading out the door now. Okay, hello students, come on in. You can sit anywhere you like in here. I'm just gonna put some things away and we'll get started, okay?